Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the Vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. I didn't say molecular, clearly, did I? I went level. It's Monday. This is my first cup of coffee. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started. But first, Ethiopian coffee, made in a French press, not a percolator. Just the way that I like it. I knew I was missing something. I like percolator coffee, yes. Best coffee in the world, French press, no doubt. Too fancy for some minds to comprehend, but it is the best flavor. It extracts the best flavor. Strap yourself in. There's a lot to cover today. But she'll bring out the best and the worst you can be. Blame it all on yourself, because she's always a woman to me. Billy Joel, 1977. It's a good song. The composition is very interesting, isn't it? Have you been having odd dreams in the past week or two? I took a poll. 60% said yes, 40% said no. So a little more than half of my audience. There's something happening, which I would like to say that about half my audience is probably what I would call awakened. I don't like to use the word red-pilled. That's just so overdone and so gay. Sorry. Awakened. Rest your head, you worry too much. It's going to be all right. When times get rough, you can fall back on us. Don't give up. Please don't give up. Peter Gabriel, 1985. Good song. Resist all of their attempts to one world everything. Resist the whole one world movement. When I say one world, I also mean New World Order. They're not even hiding it now. You will resist by not buying, accepting. You will not be a sheep. Sorry. No more weird one world, New World Order symbols of eyes, triangles, all this kind of weird ass, half satanic stuff. Enough already with it. Enough. I know people that are satanic. Hear me out. Like, truly, like witch satanic people who are still nicer than these creepy one world freaks, one world, New World Order freaks. You know what I'm talking about? Not one elected official, not one, not a single one here. Hear this. No one in Congress, no one in the Senate is feeling any of this. None of them. Sure, they're putting on a mask when they walk outside, but that mask gets thrown away as soon as they get in the house. They're not feeling it at all. No dip in income, benefits, anything. They're not even going to work, but they're making so much money. Did you ever notice that somebody can run for a national political office having made $50,000 or $60,000 a year, and they leave a multimillionaire? Now, they didn't make that much money while in office. They got deals while they were in office, and they're set for life. Remember that. Remember that. But you keep electing these people. You do. I stopped electing these bitches a long time ago. But you fuckers got to have your abortion. You got to have your BLT sandwiches and your open borders. Fuck the country, right? Nope. We will remember this in November, if there is a November. If you mess with us in our November, you will pay dearly. You will pay dearly. The world is changing, not just for us. It will change for you. Promise. Luke 21 says, I'm not sure if it's Luke 21:10 or 11 or something like that. And in many places, the people will have no food to eat. These are the words of Jesus. And many people will be sick. There will be things to make people fear, and there will be big signs in the sky. What the heck? Big signs in the sky? Keep an eye on the skies. Keep an eye on the skies. That's all I have to say. For you guys that have beards, let your beard grow. I'm letting my beard grow, but just trim your mustache. Just keep it neat. And so you can still drink a cup of coffee or have a drink without the drink going through your mustache. If it's long enough, you can sweep it to the side. If you're the whole handlebar thing and big, you're a purist, that's cool. Just let the beard grow. Shape it when this thing is over with, but let the beard grow. I took a poll. I said, do you wear your shoes or sneakers in the house at all? Or do you take off all footwear at the door and put slippers on? I've never taken off my shoes at the door unless they're like muddy boots or something, like muddy, snowy boots. And then I put on sneakers for in the house. That's just me. But apparently they take off anything that's been worn outside gets taken off and put at the door. To me, that's just like too much work. I know germaphobes are like, ooh, how do you drag that shit into your house? I'm like, it's the fucking floor. It's a floor. I'm not eating off the floor. But there are people who have a mat, like freaking Mr. Rogers. They take off the outdoor shoes. They put on the indoor shoes. What do you do? Put your answer down below. Do you take off your shoes when you come in the door? Do you have like a little bench or something where you take off your shoes and put on slippers or something? What do you do? Like it never occurred to me to do that. 69% said shoes come off at the door. 31% shoes stay on, in and out all day. That's me. I mean, unless the shoes are muddy or dirty. I don't know. I'm just not on the floor. I'm not that worried about it. A democracy without values easily turns into openly or thinly disguised totalitarianism. Guess who said that? If you know who said that, put the answer down below. Right now, democracy isn't working too well, is it? Your opinion doesn't matter. Not that it ever really did. You vote because it makes you feel good, right? But the same shit keeps happening over and over, no matter who you put in office, right? What can we do to really change things? But democracy, as we know it, is not working right now. It's a test. This is the absolutely most politicized disease since HIV. You've never seen people change their behavior so fast. Although it's documented, there's a million other things that'll wipe you out twice as fast as this thing. The you know what. Imagine being a couple, a man and a woman. When I say couple, I mean man and a woman. And you're both slightly misanthropic. Like you both are like, ooh, people. You just don't want to be around people all the time. But you really like each other. How perfect of a relationship. Perfect. Not a lot of women boasting on social media these days about how wonderful their husbands and boyfriends are, but I see a lot of men who can't stop saying how lucky they are that she's putting up with me. Dude, you do that once. You do that once, and you lose all my respect, honestly. Stop it. Oh, as a matter of fact, hold on. Stop it. Pandemics reveal what's inside a man. Who would have thought it? A stupid pandemic causes a man to cuck himself, causes a man to put himself down. It's like the natural put myself down response. Dude. Okay? Ground yourself at least 30 minutes a day, if you can. In sunshine, if possible. Get as much contact with the earth as you can. Some people call it grounding. Some people call it earthing. It's the only thing, think about this, the earth is the only thing not changing right now. And there's energy coming out of the ground. Yesterday, I laid on the ground for 30 minutes. I do it as much as I possibly can. If you can lay naked, or almost naked, like with a bathing suit on, do it. On the grass. on a beach, in your yard, in the woods. Do it. Do it. You'll feel 1,000 times better. Seriously. But I'm not telling the awakened people anything they don't already know. Yeah. So it didn't take long for the Gestapo to reveal themselves, now did it? And the snitches that suck their roosters, right? Not long before freedom of speech will be considered a thought crime. Remember the movie Minority Report? Make Minority Report fiction again. There should be a t-shirt, right? One European Minister of Health said the face masks will be mandatory until the vaccine is administered. And you will have a vaccine confirmation card to show upon demand. May we see your papers? You will not be able to enter a store without the card that you had the vaccine. The card that proves you had the vaccine. You will not be able to buy or sell without it. They are actually saying that the words that actually came out of their mouth is, this is the new normal. Wow, man, we just rolled over just like that. 2 months. They said face masks will be mandatory until the vaccine is rolled out. And guess who's giving you the vaccine? Bill Gates. Woohoo! Ain't happening. Every secretary or minister of health, no matter where you are, started out being medical, but they ended up being very political, didn't they? You can't watch anything about the you-know-what without politics coming involved. They are making everyone the same before your very eyes. Homogenization. The blank face stare of communism. After the kicking and screaming is done, everyone has the look of obedience. You will obey. You will consume. You will stand in line. You will have the face. You will wear the mask. Resistance is futile. That message will come soon. You watch. They're being real nice about it now because they've never done this before. The sheep just line right up pretty quick. Like I said, the sheep reveal themselves pretty quickly. The Gestapo reveals themselves pretty quickly. Eliminating meat is also part of the One World plan. It's already being signaled. I told you this 2 years ago. With the meat tax, eliminating meat is part of this plan. It's part of the plan. It's now being strongly signaled. Chalk one up for the Sultan, please. Give me a friggin' break. Throw me a bone. They can't fix bridges or potholes in Pennsylvania for years, but they rolled out an entire agenda in about a month here in Pennsylvania. How they do in your state or country. Signs, stickers, audio warning, tape loops, plexiglass barriers. A whole industry was created and rolled out in less than a month. An entire shift of life happened, just like you change shifts at a factory. But we still have the same fucking potholes and bridges. Interesting, huh? You tell me this wasn't planned. So you still give a shit about sports? Professional sports? The new sport is survival. But you're still interested in the NFL? Good for you. Urban survival will be the gladiator sport. Suburban survival will be the new NFL, NHL. Rural and prepper survival? Nothing has changed for us. Nothing. We just quietly are getting more firewood, more ammo, and more pantry items. That's all. We are Mrs. Twiggly's treehouse. Some of you will understand that. Nano droplets, chemtrails, singularity, AI, controlled by 5G, holograms, Space Force, flat Earth. Remember the phrase, in the sky. In the sky. Remember that. Especially in the next week. This is mass delusion at a scale never seen before. Never, ever, ever, ever. The invisible enemy, as talked about by the president, will usher in, or the concept of the invisible enemy will lead the way for the visible savior. Think about it. The invisible enemy is paving the road for the visible savior. Who and what will that be? Some people say Project Bluebeam, which means it'll be in the sky. Face masks turn you into a whisperer. Can't really tell who's talking when I'm amongst a crowd of people. I look at the faces and they're all the same. Kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead. Maybe, what if The Walking Dead really is a psyop? What if it's actually meant to help us? I've always said that. It teaches you who to trust, who not to trust. The Walking Dead. And the reason why I say that is, you ever talk to anyone about The Walking Dead and they go, oh, I'm not into zombies. And I say, you just don't get it. It's not about the zombies. They are just an environmental hazard. It's about human dynamics. Start watching it and take notes. People usually don't know what's happening until it's happening to them. I just got coffee on my mask. I actually got a coffee stain on my mask. That's cool shit. People are going to think I was drinking coffee through my mask. Biology controls when a woman has kids, not her career, and never forget that. Never forget that. It's hard to backpedal on that one. You know, it's hard to slide a baby into your life. You know, right at about the end of your fertile years. But a lot of women try to do it. Probably not a great idea. Unless you have a decent man. A lot of women con a man into having a kid at the very end of their fertile years. How do they con a man? Using the easiest, most reliable method, sex. Men, I want you to enjoy sex, I do, but be aware that women are aware that it is the easiest way to move you, change you, manipulate you, reward you, punish you. Wake up. An old guy once said to me, remember these 2 words and you'll always have money. I said to him, what are those 2 words? He said, stick 'em up. Cracked me up. Like old guys always like share things with you. I wish you could have seen the email yesterday, or was it Saturday, from the Philadelphia Pen Collectors Group, and this is like fountain pens and such. And there are some good suggestions during lockdown. I'll give you 7 of those right now. 1, clean your pens. What a great time to clean your pens. Get all the gooked ink, dried ink, and just get the mechanism working. 2, catalog your pens. 3, journal in colors you don't normally use and include drawings, sketches, doodles. 4, make a stitched booklet. That really spoke to me. I have some old paper from old journals that I got, junk journals, and I tore out the good paper. And to make a stitched booklet that you can write poetry in or such, that's cool. That's a cool gift. Or just something you can do for yourself. 5, write poetry, as April is National or International, whatever, Poetry Month. 6, write your letters by hand rather than sending emails. Do at least one. Do at least one. 7, improve your handwriting or learn a new font style. key point in that email was handwriting is for communication, and remember, it's different than calligraphy. You practice your handwriting in order to practice communication. All great ideas, aren't they? They closed down churches, parks, and medical clinics, but they kept open banks, liquor stores, Walmarts, and abortion facilities. This contrast shows that some of this isn't about science and medicine or social distancing. It's about authoritarianism and how they are immoral heathens, and they want your mind, your will, your behavior, your obedience. It's not that desire can be negotiated. It's that it cannot be manufactured. You can't just keep turning up the volume, men hoping that a woman will hear. If a woman is into you, she will hear your whisper. Don't doubt me on that. Being on Earth for 6 decades now, and now single, having once been married, and no underlying pressing desire to fill the passenger seat, the chair across from me at the table, or the other side of my bed. No underlying pressing need, no compulsion to do that. I have to tell you, it's quite magnificent. So if there is somebody in the passenger seat, if there is somebody sitting across the table from me, and if there is somebody that ends up on the other side of my bed, it will be because of a choice, not because of a compulsion or a fear of being alone. The man who lives like that, at whatever age you're at, is truly a master. Not a bad thing. It's a great way to live, man, let me tell you. Woman says, well, we kind of stopped seeing each other. Kind of? You kind of stopped seeing each other? That just means you're checking someone else out and making sure that it's okay to steal a base. That's all. I'm not judging it. It's okay. It's totally cool. So, if you just kind of stop seeing each other, what do you say you and I just get it on? I ain't begging. I ain't playing games. Let's just do it. Come on. Come on, girl. Every time a woman from your past calls you or reaches out to you, you can bet one thing. She had an argument with her boyfriend or husband that she's currently with, and you are plan B. Not a bad thing. I just don't want you to think that it's anything more than a plan B. It doesn't hurt being a plan B guy. Plan B game is pretty cool, if you know what I'm talking about. They make it easy for you. They're gone by dawn. But don't think that they sat there and thought about you. The reality is something just rubbed them the wrong way. They had an argument with the guy, and they started going through their phone and came up with you. And if you think you're the only one that they contacted, you really are stupid. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.